Hello everyone. So in this recording, we will see how to reinstate the policy, cancelled policy. So here also we do have two types of policy reinstatement. We have two cancelled policies, midterm cancellations. One is 590 and one is 580. So in this one, on one we have scheduled the cancellation, and on another policy we have actually cancelled the policy. So before we go ahead with our transaction, Blessing, do you want to set the context, please?
Yeah, so let's get into the policy and show them how we make it happen actually.
Yes.
So let's go to the transactions. Scroll down. Okay, so here you can see the policy is not cancelled yet. It is scheduled for cancellation. Okay. And whenever a policy is scheduled for cancellation, you can able to see the ING status, which is in cancelling status. Click the transaction number. Okay. So probably how you may need to understand, okay, how can I schedule a cancellation? So whenever you start with the cancellation, right, you will come into the screen, you can able to see entry forms confirmation. In the confirmation screen, right, you have a payment and bind options. In under the bind options, you have two different options to choose. One is schedule cancellation, another is cancel now. In this particular transaction, why we are seeing only cancel now? Because already the cancellation is scheduled. So there is no need to schedule one more time. So hence you have an option to view only cancel now.
Yes.
Okay. So, but initially when we started with this cancellation transaction, there were two options. One is schedule cancellation and then cancel now. We chose schedule cancellation. That is the reason now the cancellation is scheduled. And if you see, the cancellation effective date is 1/20/2022. So this policy will get cancelled only on that day. Until that date, this policy will not get cancelled. You may be wondering on 120 how the system will automatically cancel. So Guidewire has a workflow mechanisms. Behind the scenes, there are a lot of workflows that runs. So one of the workflow is the cancellation workflow, which identifies the policies that are scheduled for cancellation, and it will kickstart the cancellation on that day. So if let's assume the cancellation is scheduled on a future date, right? Because what is current day? Current date is 5th of December, I think. Yeah, current date is 5th of December. So but this policy is going to be cancelled only on January 20th. So in between, if the underwriter changes the mind and they do not want to cancel the policy, right? So they have two options. One is, let's come to the close options. Minute in the left, the close options. Next to payment and bind options, there is a close options. Yeah. So here, from here, they can start the rescind cancellation so that this will be reversed. Okay, this will become nullified. The another way to do is you can go to the policy, and from the policy you can click the actions and you can rescind the cancellation. Okay, so these are the two different ways you can do it. Either you go to a specific transaction, open it and rescind, or you go to the actions and start with the rescind. So first we are going to talk about rescind, and in the second example we will take you through the reinstatement. So first, so the concept of rescind is before the policy gets cancelled, if you want to reverse it, then we will use rescind. Yeah, let's go ahead with the rescind cancellation.
Yes. Thank you very much, Blessing. So we will go from the same flow, recent cancellation, midterm cancellation. In this screen, under payment and bind option, we have option to cancel now. And under close options, we have recent cancellation, the same which we have seen.
Exactly.
So,
We need to
yeah,
click rescind cancellation.
yes. And the transaction has been completed. The cancellation has been resent. So this transaction has been completed. If we go back to our account and see this policy was 590, it is in info status. We go down. See, there is nothing in pending now. Since we have reversed our cancellation, so there is nothing in pending at the moment. So this is how we actually trigger the recent transaction. So before we end this video, Blessing, do you want to add anything?
No. So let's talk about the reinstatement, and after that we can end the video.
Okay, we can cover that in the same video. Okay, so I'm going back to account now. We have one more policy where we have done the midterm cancellation on this AUT 7130215880. So I'm just opening this policy now. Here you can see the cancellation has been already triggered. So for this, we have option to reinstate from the action, reinstate policy. So before we begin with the transaction, Blessing, do you want to set some context for this transaction?
Yeah, let's go to the cancellation transaction.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. So the difference between the previous cancellation and this cancellation is, in previous video, we talked about the cancellation is getting scheduled, right? The cancellation was scheduled. It was in pending, under pending status. But now we are buying this cancellation. So how we bind this cancellation? We use the option of cancel now. So using the cancel now, though the policy is scheduled to be cancelled on 120, we cancelled it immediately. We did not wait till 120. So we cancelled it immediately, and that is the reason you are seeing this transaction under the completed policy transactions. Now the policy is cancelled. Now there is an option for the underwriter to reinstate it. So whenever the policy gets reinstated, it will be reinstated on 1/20/2022. Okay. Now let's talk about the reinstatement part.
Yes. So as you can see, the transaction is under the completed policy transactions, this one. Now on the actions tab, we have the option to reinstate the policy. We have to select the reason, manual reinstate, description we can give the random text for testing purpose.
You need to click quote. Yeah.
Yes. Reinstate. There is an option
Before
on
clicking
screen.
reinstate, 1 minute. So whenever you hit the quote, right? So whenever the reinstatement happens, during the time, they will requote it one more time to identify the actual premium. So that's the reason when you click quote, you can able to see the quote page. From there, you can able to click reinstate, so that the policy will become reinstated and it will come to enforce status.
Yes, yes. So I'm just clicking reinstate. Click OK. And transaction has been completed. Your reinstatement has been found. So if we go back to policy, check in the transaction history, we can see reinstatement transaction has been completed. If we open this transaction, specific transaction, we can get the other details. That the entire policy has been reinstated. So this is the standard process to reinstate the policy, and previously we have seen how to resend the policy before policy is getting actually cancelled, the scheduled cancellation, and before that how to resend the policy. So before we end this video, Blessing, do you want to add anything?
I think we covered everything. So in this specific video covers two things. One is the resent and the reinstate.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you very much.